Tell us a little bit more about the outfit, how you guys got together, the material, how it all works. You know?
Alice and I started working together as a duo, playing some of the more traditional folk music that we both love.
Yeah.
And then over the course of time, we started working with our band, and we were working with John Castle, who's produced, Megan Washington and the Bamboos and people like that, who's a friend, and we made the record with him over the course of about a year. And so we developed this sound which is taking some of the more traditional folk influences. Alice plays the banjo and the auto harp and the electric guitar, and I play the acoustic guitar generally. And kind of transposing those into some of the more modern recordings that we like by people like, Feist and just those kind of, that sonic depth that's in modern recordings is something that we were really interested in, and then bringing into that some of the sort of sweeping strings of old school pop and that sort of stuff.
So did that culminate into the record, which is Dear Departure, that came out August? Was it August? Or?
July.
Yeah, close. Yeah. So that's a culmination of what you guys have worked on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because we've been like, driving around the car or just talking about, we're going, when we decided to start recording, we were like, there's this, we could have just gone in and made a duo straight up folk album. But we just really wanted to push it sonically, and we just weren't sure how to achieve that or who the right person to achieve that would be.
It's funny you say that. Do you think, this is my opinion when I think about folk music, it's I guess ever since Mumford & Sons hit the scene after 2009 South by Southwest, there was a real saturation in the market of folk music that I saw, because I guess more people became aware of it. Were you conscious about that when you were writing your stuff to take it in a little bit of a different direction? Because anyone can... actually, I won't say that. Folk, folk is folk. But if you want to... I would imagine if you want to make folk different and you want to be noticed playing in that sort of genre, that you'd want to change it to a point of difference, because it is so saturated right now.
The thing is that we listen personally to a whole range of music, and we just wanted to make something that was uniquely, that made us feel good, and so that's kind of there's not really...
I think it's actually more just about the songs as well, and about, like, I don't think we were setting out to particularly...
Make any particular statement or strategy or anything like that.
It was just about going, writing songs that meant something to us, that we were happy with, and then going, how are we going to achieve the best, sound for that? And what we had in our heads is very close to what it ended up being, and a lot of that was John, and we were so lucky that, he just caught one of our gigs randomly and came up to us afterwards. He's an old friend of Simon's, and was like, I'd love to hear it like produced in this way, and we were like, that's exactly what we've been talking about. And he's like, let's make an album. And we're like, yes. And that was 3:00 in the morning. We were like, woo. And
that's pretty much how it went.
And then the next morning
sounds like World Music Expo all week.
Yes, but it doesn't always, like those grand plans that you decide on at 3:00 in the morning don't always turn into.
Well, and they don't necessarily, transpire or transfer well when you wake up with that banging headache either, right?
Exactly. So we're just really lucky that, like, I think it was even a week later he had an opening and we had some time, and so we just went into the studio and recorded one song, and it was like, felt
a bit guilty about talking crap at 3:00 in the morning. So he's like,
we'd better
make yourself feel better and
better come through with
release that anxiety of feeling like I had a really big night.
Well, he actually tricked us. He said we were making a demo, and we ended up putting out that song as the first single.
Hey, look, it
struck a real chord.
You're on a good formula there.